Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and The Witcher is probably I want to say, as far as Netflix series goes, this one to me feels like the most hyped. This one to me feels like it's going to be the most talked about, the most desired, the most sought after because it's a video game adaptation. Well, it's a TV adaptation of a video game series, which is an adaptation of an a Polish fantasy novel series. And look, I could be wrong, and this is not necessarily the adaptation of the video game, but it definitely feels like it was heavily inspired by that, considering Henry Cavill's involvement. And it doesn't even really matter. People want to see the show, even though the themes contained within the books and the games might not go in line with what the executive producers and showrunners are at in regards to their personal politics. We're gonna have to wait and see on that one. It's gonna be a big deal. But what we know right now is that Netflix has released the first batch of photos for The Witcher, and they look okay. They look okay. So first things first, if you guys want to help support the channel, and by that I mean helping me get to Comic-Con in a couple weeks, check out patreon.com/MattJarba. That's a great way to help keep the channel afloat. And I really appreciate anyone taking the time to look at it. Now that the spiel's over, let's get back to the story. So let's go on here for what the article says. It says Netflix has unveiled the first poster and photos from the upcoming series The Witcher, along with the show's tagline, which is "The worst monsters are the ones we create." Part of me has a feeling that has something to do with elements within the show, right? Like there's a mission in Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt where you go to a baron, and the baron's been like haunted by by basically, it's called the Lubberkind, which is the spirit, the soul of his dead baby. And you got to do a mission. Again, that's the monster that was created out of the way the body was disposed of. So Geralt needs like perform a ritual in order to help save the thing. I think Lubberkind was the good one, actually. It's been a while since I played it, but it was a creepy mission. That's all I'm saying. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with it, where it's like the monsters we create or the worst ones are what's going to be done by either magic or just some kind of spell or anything else. We don't know yet, but it's an interesting. I really hope it's not one of those like internal. There's no monsters all along. Even though Geralt's technically a monster hunter, that's what a Witcher does. Is one of those weird things. Now, this is based on Andrzej Sapkowski's best-selling fantasy novel and video game series, where Henry Cavill plays Geralt of Rivia, a solitary monster hunter struggling to find his place in a world where people often prove more wicked than their beasts. When destiny hurdles him towards a powerful sorceress and a young princess with a dangerous secret, the three of them must navigate the increasingly volatile continent together. So they're calling the world of The Witcher the continent. Clearly, this takes place before he meets Yennefer, so before that whole love thing happens, and then, of course, before Ciri becomes his adopted daughter, which is again to go back to earlier games. I've only really played The Witcher 3, 1 and 2. No, I do need to go and sit down and watch those playthroughs on YouTube. But let's take a look here for one. And this also, not only did this stuff just pop up, but this just came out too. And this is why I pimped the Patreon. Netflix is bringing Henry Cavill's The Witcher to Comic-Con, and that is fascinating to me because this is going to be a big one. They're doing a heavy push for not only this but Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. And so it says here that the streaming service has included 2 panels in its lineup for Comic-Con on Friday, July 19th at 2:15 p.m. Netflix will host a panel for Henry Cavill's The Witcher series, offering fans the exclusive look at what to come on the first series. And the panel will be followed by an exclusive sneak peek of the Dark Crystal, The Age of Resistance at 3:30. So you get a full hour and some change for the Witcher episode. Which tells me, based upon my knowledge of Comic-Con, what that they're gonna. It's not just they're not gonna do a full panel for a show like this without showing you something large. So I think if they're giving us an hour and 15 minutes, they're going to be giving us probably the full first episode. Because I think it comes out this year, like this fall. I don't know if they're going to be doing it on whatever else, but I think we're going to get to see it. So anyway. Here's one of the first pictures of Henry Cavill, looking very, very Henry Cavill-y, younger. Geralt clearly clean shaven. He hasn't been ingesting a lot of his potions, but the image is nice. I like the emblem, the medallion he's got there. The outfit looks pretty game accurate, to be fair. And that's the silver sword, I believe, that he's got in his hands. It looks good. Is what I'm trying to say is he looks good. Here is an up close shot of Cavill. This is, sorry for the blown up side of it. This is just what I was able to get. Again, showing us very high res close up photo of his face, but we can see the yellow contacts, the yellow of his eyes, coming off of, how one becomes a Witcher. So that's a nice little detail right there that I like. And I think that is the highlight, the focus of this particular image. And then to compare it with an image of Geralt that I found, given the thumbs up, I think it's pretty, I think he agrees. I think it looks pretty good. Again, you can see the eyes there, but if we go back, there's no, there might be a scar there. It's hard to see if there's a scar, on that eye. It would be on the left eye, and here is his left eye, no scar. So it's pre these scars. So this is definitely younger Geralt is what we're dealing with here. Coming over to, this is Yennefer. Full size shot of Yennefer. I mean, I don't quite know. This one is clearly going to be the most contested because people are used to it being a white woman in the stories and in the games, because it's mostly based upon Polish mythology. But it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Here's again close up shot of her eyes. Again, showing us she's got the purple eyes, and that was definitely, character specific, and looks okay there. And then that's again the image that we get shown. And then this is her in the game. But here in the game, she's got blue eyes, not purple eyes. I might have gotten that wrong. But it looks, I guess it's all really the attitude, because the relationship between Yennefer and Geralt is one of a lot of love, and a lot of passion, and they really do care about each other. And so I'm really wondering specifically how that's going to play out. That probably won't be explored so much this season as next season or whatever, as they go through it. And then we have Ciri. And this is one that Ciri's a very, very, very popular fan character. So a lot of people out there are probably going to be like, okay, this one's got to be done just right. But this is her when she's younger, before she's training to become a Witcher, before she goes through, I think it's a transmutation process is what happens. So this is her. We get a shot of, her most likely on the run is what I take from this, before she's adopted by Geralt. Getting a face shot of her. I can kind of see it, we got the platinum hair. Again, this one's going to be up for debate, because Ciri, this is how Ciri looks like in the Wild Hunt, and a lot of people really, really, really like Ciri. A lot of people cosplay as Ciri. A lot of diehard fans for the franchise. So we'll really have to see how that whole thing plays out. I'll be very curious to see the general response to it when the news starts breaking wide. And then they also released, this is the poster. It's kind of cut off on the side. I apologize for that, but it says, The Witcher, and then just Netflix, and then that's it. The worst monsters are the ones we create. And again, I'm really wondering what they're tying that into. I'm really wondering what that whole thing's going to be about. I am fascinated to see where it goes. I am fascinated to see what they do with it. I will be in Hall H. I will be at that panel, and I'm hoping they show us at least a solid portion of the first episode. They just wrapped up filming a little bit ago, and I think they're aiming for a fall 2019 release date, if I recall correctly. I remember a couple years ago, there was a Defenders panel, which was a few weeks before the release of the miniseries, and they showed us the full first episode. So here they could do the same thing, and they're probably going to drop the release date at Comic-Con in that panel. So yeah, I'm excited. I don't know about you. I'm pretty hyped. I really want to see this. I really want this to be good. Like, you guys have no idea how much I want this to be good. Anyway, your thoughts, your opinions, let me know down in the comments below. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.